Well, Freedom Center, it is day 3 of the fast. How crazy is that? We're already halfway through our fast. Hope you guys are doing well with it. Hopefully you guys are beginning to hear God's voice for you, for your heart, all those things. Hopefully it's not too strenuous, but at the same time, I hope that in the strain that you're having right now, that you're remembering to take these times and turn them towards God. You're remembering to take these hunger pains and go, that's my alarm to remember to have a conversation with God. You're hearing the grumbling and you're going, okay, that's my time to dwell on the Spirit. That's my time to send all of my focuses to God. I hope that's what you're doing with these times, that you're not just going in lack to give up something, but that you're going towards something. You're giving up food to spend that time with God. You're giving up social media to spend that time in the Bible. You're giving up sugar in order to make sure that you can remind yourself, I don't need these things because the only thing that I need is the Spirit of God every single day. And so I wanted us to go through a little bit of a teaching right now as we prepare ourselves for the final 3 days of our fast, or 2 days, depending on what time you're watching this. But for our halfway marking period. You see, a lot of people at this point want to give up. They want to be done. It's getting hard, but I would urge you, do not give up. Hold that line and continue to press into this fast and press into what God has called you to do. So let's go ahead and start off at where I want to go in James 1 that talks about perseverance. Let's see what it says. It says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow, so let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." One of the things that needs to happen in order for endurance to happen is you have to push yourself. You have to be willing to go beyond what is comfortable in order to press into what is uncomfortable, right? And what's funny is that when you go into what is uncomfortable, slowly but surely, your body begins to view it as comfortable. And so in the middle of this fast right now, you're going, wow, I'm hungry. Wow, I want to look at social media. Wow, I want to watch TV. Wow, everything that you are denying right now, though, has a purpose. And all of those purposes point towards God. We deny ourselves not because it's fun, not because it feels good, but because we get to deny ourselves for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of what God has for us. And so right here, this perseverance that's being created allows you to push into the uncomfortable to create a more comfortable setting for you and God, right? To deny ourselves food is to allow our spirit to grow. To deny our flesh is to allow our spirit to grow. I think about a lesson that I learned when I was in youth, where there's these two dogs. One's the spirit, one's the physical. And whichever one you feed more, that's going to be the stronger one. So if we feed our physical, that one's going to be stronger while our spirit dies. But if we deny our physical and grow our spirit, that's going to be the one that succeeds. That's going to be the one that lasts. And so I think that is a perfect opportunity for us right now to deny our flesh a little bit and push into the spirit. But for some of us right now, this may be getting really challenging, right? And it's great to say, yeah, I want to produce endurance, but man, is it hard. Well, let's go ahead and take a look real quick at Philippians 4. Generally, when I say Philippians 4, everyone says Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But I want us to focus more so than just on Christ strengthening us. I want us to focus on our mindsets and how much our mindset can kill or can lift us up. So when we take a look at Philippians 4:8-9, it says, "And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting into practice all that you learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing, then the God of peace will be with you." Let's talk about our mindsets real quick. You see, the battlefield oftentimes in the spirit is done in our mind, right? The enemy wants to come into our mind, wants to control our thoughts, wants to make us believe these negative things and these negative things about ourselves, saying we can't do this. This is impossible. Why did I ever sign up for this? But then the Spirit comes in and says, you are capable. You can do this. So what are we going to focus on during today? Well, when we get hungry, we're not going to focus on the lack of food. We're going to focus on the growth in our spirit. When we want to pull out our phones and look at social media, we're not going to focus on, I don't know what's happening in the world around me. Instead, we're going to focus on how much more of an intimate relationship can I create with the Father right now? When we deny ourselves our fleshly desires, what we can do instead is change our mind, and we can say, no longer am I going to listen to the voice of the enemy. I'm going to listen to the voice of God, and I'm going to allow the voice of God to speak into my life. So let's control our thoughts today. Let's do what Romans says. Let's take every thought captive and let's make it obedient to Christ. As we go throughout our day, as we go throughout our hungers, as we go throughout our abstinences and what we're giving up, let's continue to remind ourselves why we're doing this. We're doing this to build a relationship with our Heavenly Father who loves us. We're denying our flesh to build our relationship with God. Freedom Center, I believe in you. I look forward to hearing the amazing stories coming up this Sunday about what God has done in your life. And remember that in your weakness, God is strong. Let's rely on that today. Love you, Freedom Center. Look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday.